So I have an old Cub Cadet RT65. I bought this probably 2000, I don't know, 10, 11, somewhere around that time frame. Used it for a couple seasons. Right now it's very dirty. It was set in an old barn and got a flat tire. Looks like it's come off the rim. But as far as I know, I believe it's either a Honda or a clone. Looks like it's electric start. Yeah, there is no pull cord. I think it had a pull cord, so I'm not sure what happened to that. Maybe the mice got to it, chewed it off. So I don't know the status of it. If there's fuel in it, it's probably god awful. Oh, she's bone dry. That's good. And clean, so that shouldn't be a problem. I don't know what the oil looks like, but oh, that's like brand new. It's not even dirty at all. Like I said, I know I barely use this thing, but it's dirty. I need to go through it. Carb should be good. So I don't know the status of everything else, but we're gonna give her a shot, see what it does. We'll go through and see what we can do and hopefully get this thing running again. I found the pull start. It obviously is broke. It was just kind of sitting down in there. I didn't notice it at first, so definitely got a problem with the recoil. Let's get that spark plug out and check for spark. Check the status of the electric start. I have to get I think it just requires an extension. Yeah, it looks like it's just a regular 120 volt extension type connection for it. So we'll get that going and see if we can't get some life back into this. We'll start with that spark plug. That thing looks brand new too. You know what? I'm gonna blow some of this out because I don't want anything to fall into that. Spark plug looks decent. So it doesn't have a lot on it. Well, I don't have a pull start, so let me grab an extension. Definitely got a spark. I don't know if you saw that or not, but say we got a good spark. Empty dry gas tank. I'm going to assume that the carburetor is dry as well. Got oil. I think we're just going to give her some fuel in the tank. Let's see if we can't get her to fire up. Completely dry. Good shape. It's not deteriorated. Oh yeah, it's just like brand new. Like I said, this thing was barely used. Let's put some fuel on it and see if she'll start. I don't think there's a shut off, but let's give that a second to fill the carburetor bowl. Well, let's see if she'll start. I'll tell you what, the electric starter is nice to have. Let's crack that bowl and see if there's any fuel in that. Alright, well that should be just running out of there. So it looks like we got some carb trouble. Guess we will be taking off the carb. Cover's got to come off. Luckily these are all 10 mil. Because I can probably get all this stuff cleaned up in the parts washer. Well, that seems to be opening. Let me. Doesn't look like that throttle plate's moving in there. Oh yeah, it's gummed up bad. Yeah, let's take this thing off and give her a cleaning. Governor seems to be moving, but that throttle is just stuck. Hopefully this hose isn't too petrified. I don't see a shut off for the fuel, so it's just going to run and fill that carb. Guess you don't want to keep fuel in the tank on this sucker. Well, we had fuel dripping out, so oh, that rusty. That's not good. Oh, what an absolute mess. Let's do some cleaning. So I just put the cover back on and give the outside a good primary cleaning, and put it in the ultrasonic and hopefully clean up some of that stuff. What a mess. I think that seat is stuck. It is that needle valve won't release. That's why it was not getting much for fuel. Ah, there we go. It's like a little dirty in there as well. There's a tiny little spring. Well, the needle's still pliable. It's not hard on the end. I think it may have just got stuck in the body of it. Don't want to lose that little spring though. This might clean up all right. No air bubbles. That's seen better days. Guess I'm going to have to tear into it, look at the jets, make sure that they're good. I don't know, I'm not real familiar with this. I'm not a particularly skilled small engine repair. I know some basics. What do they say? Jack of all trades, master of none. Could probably see if I could blow through that. Just for giggles, I'm going to see if that seat will close. Well, the seat's lifting. Let's see. So it does pass fuel, or it will pass fuel. So it does appear to be closing. Oh, I know I should probably take out the main jet. Look at the emulsifier tube. Is that the emulsifier tube? Emulsion tube? But I'm thinking I might just put this together, see if it'll fill the bowl, see if we can get her to cough. If it doesn't run well, then I can always tear it apart and clean it. I think that's what I'm going to do. Executive decision. Let's see what happens. Guess I'm tearing apart the carburetor. I knew better. I knew I'd be here. Well, kind of repurposed an old air tool oil. Put some gasoline in it. All right. See if she coughs. I'd say that's a yes. I put a tiny little bit, so. It will work better with that on. All right. Carburetor it is. All right, let's see if we can't get this thing apart. Let me get this gasket out. You just go slowly. It looks like you can just work it out. I just got a straight tipped cheap Harbor Freight pick set. You know, the ones that give away for free. Perfect. Yeah, I'd say it's a little gummed up in there. Yeah, I don't think you can get light through that. Yeah, definitely not. Don't know how you get the emulsion tube out. I think some of these you can just kind of push them from the inside. Get a little better light. I don't know if you can see that in there. But there's that little tube that comes up in the bottom of that. Just moved a little bit. Boy, there's no good way to get that sucker out. Got it pushed down flush. That's unfortunate. I believe there's another jet here. This just kind of, this doesn't set the throttle. It just kind of holds this little plastic jet in place. I believe these just pop out. Just trying to be extra careful. I don't want to break it. I believe it's just supposed to come right out. Well, this thing's a bugger. Hey, look at that. She popped right out. Just a little pick to push down on the top of that. So, believe it or not, I can see light through those. So I'd say those are actually decent. And I can see light through that. I think just this main jet was plugged. Wouldn't that be crazy if that was what was stopping this? Yeah, it's definitely plugged. I'm getting all kinds of junk out of there. Let me see if I got a drill bit that is that tiny. It looks like the smallest I have is a 1/16 of an inch. Yeah, I don't want to ruin that. I don't know what size that hole is. I just don't know. Guess I'm going to have to put it in the ultrasonic and give it a shot. Alright, well I got it out of the parts cleaner. It actually come pretty clean. Still couldn't get this thing out. Let's... Oh, well, that was easy. See if I got any carb cleaner, but everything else came out pretty clean too. All that rust that was in the bowl didn't adhere. Float came out good. Emulsion tube looks good. Pilot jet looks, I mean, there's not much to it. Just need to make sure that that is clear through the center of that. All my drill bits are too big. Maybe I'll just spray some carb cleaner in it. And everything else looks good. Let me see if I got some carb cleaner. Turns out I don't, but I do have brake clean. So hopefully that doesn't ruin anything. Guess I better put glasses on. Okay, that's coming out of those. That's clear. That's clear. Well, I'd say all the passages are clear. Let's put this sucker back together. Oh, I didn't check this, but I'm pretty sure that everything was good. Yeah, I'd say those are clean. Oh, you know what I forgot? Still can't get through that main jet. Let's get the... So this has got a little spring, and it does come off. So you get... Oh, there we go. You got to be careful. You got to kind of pull that spring back and then put it in there, and it kind of holds it, which is kind of nice. Alright, I can't do anything with that until I've cleaned. Well, that's nice, that just falls out now. Wonder. That's how it's supposed to come out. It's just supposed to fall out. I need to clear the hole in that main jet. What I need is a thin piece of wire so I can get through the jet itself. Put the pilot jet back in. And we'll return this. And what you don't want to do is have that interfere with the throttle, because we're not adjusting the throttle between the lever and the governor. It will adjust. If you tighten this in, you'll see that it's gonna, what it's gonna do is it's gonna hold that throttle from going any further closed. And I guess you could use that to adjust idle, but you're not supposed to. So you want it until it's just touching it, or just not touching it. That is just to hold that pilot jet in. That's its only function. All right, looks like it's just the main jet. I gotta figure that out. That's some varnish left in there. What? Say a little bit. Don't think that's going to affect much. So, all right, let me go see if I can't find a thin wire. Oh, let's see. Put it in the, I know you're not going to hardly see this, but it's clear. Just from the ultrasonic cleaner. See if I can get this to blow through. Yep, for sure. All right. We're good to go. The emulsion tube in, drop the main jet, this thing doesn't have a good feel. Where's my other one? And you should see the emulsion tube coming through the inside there. I don't know if you can see it down in there. All right. Alright, let me test this, make sure that this still works. Alright, that seems to work. I just blew through the fuel line and then lift that up to make sure that it opens that seat. And let's see. It's going to set my carb that way. Let's put the drain this way. Oh, so it must pull fuel. It does. Right from that bowl right there. Tighten those up. All right, I think we're ready to get this installed and check it out. I did tighten the screws on the bottom of the bowl. I'll get this out of my way for the minute. All right. Guess we'll find out if that thing overflows or not. Should be fine. Feels like there's fuel going in it. It's going cool. All right, let's see. You know what? I think I'm going to clean this up real quick. This runs, I think what I'll do is take the carb back off and then clean all this stuff around it. But I think it'll run. Ah, shoot. Forgot to put the choke on. Sure. If you're one of the few people actually watching this, you will have saw that and said, well, there he goes. He's going to be taking it back off. See what she do. Well, it runs, not great, but it should. Well, it seems to run a little more smoothly with some choke applied. Might have to do some adjustment on the carburetor. That sucks. So I was monkeying around with it a little bit. If I hold the governor steady, it runs perfect. So I think the surging is caused by the governor linkage. There is a reset procedure. You got to loosen the 10 millimeter bolt that's on the metal arm, governor arm that connects to the shaft to the motor, and you rotate that all the way to wide open, and then you get in with a pair of pliers and you turn the shaft coming out of the motor, the governor shaft, in the same direction so that it's trying to also go wide open, and then you secure that nut and that'll reset the wide open governor setting. What I found is when it's running, if I push the governor, it goes faster than the fast speed is set, and I don't know why, but what I found online suggested that needs to be reset. It's not that big of a deal for me whether I'm really even going to worry about it. For as infrequent as I use this machine, it would require taking off the gas tank, and I don't feel like doing that right now. I did air up the tire, kind of washed it off with the hose. I think the next thing I want to try to take a look at is that recoil. I don't have a cord for it, but I want to make sure that nothing else is broke inside, so if I order something, I'm just going to get everything I need all at once. Seeing that it's just a small amount that's ripped off, I'm going to try to feed this through that hole and just tie that shorter. It'll only be about 6 inches shorter, but that should be fine for what this is. I should only have to use it if I'm out in the field and can't get to it. But I see it won't retract all the way. Might have to experiment with this for a minute. Let's see. Hopefully I don't let something go and send the spring flying. So it looks like there's a little spring right there that's kind of a, I don't know what those are called, dogs or something. But that little spring allows these to spring back. I'm assuming centripetal force sends them out. So all this does is capture those. Let's set them out for now. Oh, the spring. Is that broken? Not quite sure. Well, let's see if that did anything. It won't retract all the way. Looks like it's got too much drag. I just don't know what the hell. I'm assuming this catches. I don't know if you can see that. There's this little, like, spiral. And that must allow the spring to go up and then drop down and then catch. Okay, I just heard it click by doing that. All right, so yeah, that's definitely what's going on. It goes around. And it drops off the end and locks. And that's when the spring starts putting tension. But it doesn't seem to have enough spring tension. It's kind of gummy. I'm going to give that a quick clean and maybe re-grease that. Yeah, it's like there's a grease, but it's very dry. And maybe the spring tension is enough if it wasn't dragging so much on it. Try some white lithium grease or something maybe. Kind of looks like that's got a little kink in it there too. Let me go grab some lithium grease. That was almost devastating. Well, that's working much better. Yeah, I just realized. Oh, never mind, I'm an idiot. It's a hell of a knot they got wedged in there. All right. Thinking I want to tie it off to about there. That should give me enough. If I can wedge this so it doesn't spin. Let's do this first. So we'll do the knot here. Yeah, that grease helped a ton. In fact, it's even making its way up top. I might just do a little in here. All right. All right, I'd say that's good enough. Do another knot just for good measure, I guess. All right. say that's fixed. Let's go put that on. All right. All right, it's good enough for me. Thanks for watching. Hope it helps somebody.